cultural differences. We'll get to.
Uniqo, you remember when we were young, and we wore clothes that the people, the rich people wasn't wearing, right? And then they'll wear it. Bro, we made starter jackets pop. That's a Walmart jacket, dog, and we made it cool.
No, I be in here chilling, man. So, have we lost our culture?
Or losing? We might not have lost it.
I think y'all put it in.
We might have not lost it.
I think y'all put it in a good way. No, we're not losing our culture. The problem is, I believe, it's two things that's sort of overriding it. I guess is a good way to say it for me. The social culture is starting to overwrite, different African American or Black culture. The social culture is starting to overwrite that. And the COVID culture is overriding that.
What's up, Malphas? It's your boy Laughers. I'm looking cute, looking clean, looking sexy. And it's Friday, and I'm with the boys. It's a man cave. Yo. We have up top, we have the one, the only Monray. How you doing today, Monray?
Your boy Man Ray, aka Mr. Drop the Mic, is back in the building once again, celebrating Christmas in March, because the weather don't know what it want to do, so I'm just gonna do what I want to do when it comes to the holidays.
Let's go. We got Afro Cummy 765, aka Tori. Tori, how you doing today, my guy?
You already know. Another day. Happy to be alive. I can't complain. As long as I wake up, I'm a happy camper.
True. We have the best on the mic up there in Indiana. Legend himself, fashion show host. He got the sleeve off, halfway off. I see you, my boy. Uniqo Williams. How you doing today, my guy?
Yeah. Check his glamour shots. You better quit playing.
Hey, you know what time it is. NicoWilliams.com. You can find all this right there. Everything that we do, everything that I do, everything we do. So make sure y'all click on that. Come visit. We love visitors and all that. So yeah, y'all know what time it is.
Yeah, and if you like the video, remember to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and leave your comments. Let us know your thoughts on the situation we're talking about. And today's topic is the culture. And I want to talk about this. I want to see, have we really lost the culture? Because I remember a time. Uniqo, you remember this time?
I'm so intrigued. I'm like super intrigued because I'm like the culture, because I be living the culture every day. So
I rep the culture too, though. I don't know if we're talking. I feel like there's some cultural differences. We'll get to.
Uniqo, you remember when we were young, and we wore clothes that the people, the rich people wasn't wearing, right? And then they'll wear it. Bro, we made starter jackets pop. That's a Walmart jacket, dog, and we made it cool. Why? Because the culture took it. Yeah. We took FUBU, a shoe that people wasn't rocking with, and we made it cool. Fresh Prince and Will Smith just changed the jacket because we couldn't afford certain things. But what happened to the fly kid in the school? Because I feel like now that all the fly kids are just getting told by some rich dude that put a suit on, just put something on a rapper, and that's cool. So my question is, have we lost the culture? Is it some random French man that said a culture, or somebody feeding rappers to tell people what the culture is?
Random.
I'm just saying, some random dude, French dude with Gucci, just giving it to somebody and saying this costs this much money and this is cool.
He said Gucci and Versace are owned by the same white man.
Air Force Ones wasn't popular until the culture took it.
Now you can't get a pair. You can't get a pair of fresh whites nowhere.
Jordan wasn't selling until we took it. Like, yo, we want this. Then we get movies like Mike and all that, and all Word Like Mike was about the culture. Everything was.
Can I start this one?
Yeah, you start. Tell me your thoughts on the culture. Let me know. Have we lost it? Are we losing it? I just want it back. Are we losing it? Because I know y'all thoughts. I want to know y'all thoughts.
American Black people, I'm gonna do this quick. American Black people, Black kids that grew up in America, our culture was to try and look like we had a little something. Period. that was our culture was like the 80s and 90s. I think that was peak black culture, 80s and 90s and some of the 2000s when we was running BET, when we was running the streets. Everybody was just buying this, that, and the third. What I'm saying to you is this, is that I think we relegated ourselves, my brothers. Wait, I don't know which way it's going to look, but this is my right hand. Listen, I think we relegated like, man, look, bro, if you ain't got it, you ain't got it. All right. Period. That's my take on it. I don't think we lost the culture. It's just like, man, I can't afford it. I can't afford it. Man, you know that stuff. She was wearing Queen Latifah, UNIT. Well, I bet all that stuff was dope. I would have wore a lot of that stuff. You ain't nothing but she had all them cool like.
I still got a Dashiki.
We know Martin. Martin used to be fresh. From Martin Lawrence show featuring Tisha Campbell. But yeah, like, yeah, man, like they was fresh, man. And then you brought up Will Smith. He was fresh. And then you got Big Tigger comes in the 2000s. He got the big old coats and the Timbos on, and we was like, yeah, we got to get them. But them coats cost a lot. But you know what? We was making a culture, but the thing was, we was the only ones wearing and paying all that money for it, man.
But when it first, when it first started, Joe,
we ain't got the brand for it.
But Joe, when it first started, it didn't cost that much.
Our grandparents worked at GM.
Chalk it up to inflation.
Our grandparents worked at GM in Borg Warner. They worked at factories for like years on years on years, so we could afford that kind of stuff, man. But cats that was just getting it in the streets. That starter jacket
wasn't expensive until we wore
it. Wasn't. You're right.
And everybody had a cowboy starter jacket.
Who's the difference? Cowboy. Who? Cowboys, 100% Cowboys.
The Hornets.
Hornets. Yep. Muggsy the name win nothing, but that color scheme.
The Seattle Seahawks one with the green shoes, the green Jordan.
Yep.
Ooh. Or them red and gold Iversons with the Phillies starter jacket.
Yep. But we can't afford that stuff no more, man.
But like I said, when it first started, it wasn't expensive. Now I feel like certain ways we have become part of what Tory called the melting pot, and instead of like, and now it's kind of allowing everybody else to claim things we invent. Like TikTok full of dances that black people invent that somehow one of them, what they call Charlie D'Amelio or one of them just do it and then all of a sudden it's popular.
I mean, look at the Crip Walk, yo.
Yeah, the Crip Walk more.
Millions of kids on Crip Walk on TikTok, Crip walking as we speak.
Make the Crip Walk.
And I'm not saying that we should gatekeep the culture. I'm just saying it's like everybody assimilated into what people tell you is the culture.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like nothing's happening in the hood anymore. It's just like, we assimilate. Now it kind of started with, because the last time I remember, it was kind of when all the black younger than us, about 25, my cousin, they were all wearing Hollises with that necklace, the little little necklace from Hot Topic, and they all wore that with the with the boots. I was like, I saw that start in the hood.
So many black people rocking Doc Martens, it's crazy.
And then all of a sudden after that, it started being like, they liking stuff we sell to like preppy people, but they don't really wear it. So now we got them in the little room, and I'm like, so now it's like, that's when it slowly assimilated, because that was something that they put out, but it really wasn't for my culture. Y'all know what I'm saying? But we rocked it though, because it was cheaper, and we made it look dope. So they're like, we actually made this, and it looks dope. So I'm just questioning about how the internet and everything making us all together, but also losing our individuality as a culture in a way. We haven't got Monte here. I want Monte thoughts. Monte.
No, I'll be in here chilling, man. So, have we lost our culture?
Or losing? We might not have lost it.
I think y'all put it in.
We might have not lost.
I think y'all put it in a good way. No, we're not losing our culture. The problem is, I believe, it's two things that's sort of overriding it, I guess is a good way to say it for me. The social culture is starting to overwrite, different African American or black culture. The social culture is starting to overwrite that. and the COVID culture is overriding that. Socially, everything from the invention of social media has been a blessing and a curse that I think everybody understands. But it's going from there to everybody are starting to get influenced by different groups and different people from around the world rather than get influenced by their families or the people that are close to them, or
Their own
grandparents, or
creativity,
like older
even their
siblings.
own creativity.
Like, so instead of being influenced by the people around you directly, or like, the older people, the older generation, like we used to be, because we also used to be around them as much, we're getting influenced more by social media and the people that we follow and the people that we see and the things that we see and the different things in media that are just seeping into us from our phones, from our radios, from our televisions, everything. And that is starting to affect people more than anything. So that's one issue, is that getting blended. And two, the COVID culture is keeping a lot of people more separated. I guess the best way to say it, like this year and last year was more of the years when people started to like be able to come together again and get outside of the house and all that. But prior to that, people were separated. Now we still in the age of COVID, where people are still working more at home jobs. People are still working in more separated areas, not getting together as much, not being able to get close to each other to be able to affect each other and pass down our cultural heritage. Like, we're just us being separated combined with us getting more getting more things and being affected more by just the media in general is polluting our culture to where it's going to become unrecognizable. Because to say how things have been stolen, shoot, it's been things from Black people that's been stolen plenty of times. A lot of inventions, Black people don't give the credit for it and things of that nature. There's plenty of things that's been stolen from us, so that's not anything new to me. Now, is it good? No, but it's not anything new to me. So I'm just like, shit, what it is.
Yeah. I got another question. I'm gonna get to Tori. I noticed my nephew is brilliant. He can speak very well, but I noticed one thing. He's always on his phone. And I'm like, when I was little, I was always outside making up things to play with. Right? Because I wasn't poor. I had things, but go outside and play. And I didn't have nothing outside because I didn't have like a bunch of toys and stuff. We played basketball. You get tired of playing basketball. We went out there and got some of them stalks that's down. We used to be down my cousin house, and we'll fight with them and swords and stuff, and pretend they swords, or we invent some random game that we just made up. Like, we just make up some random football game. So I'm questioning now: is that simulation becoming more? And anybody can answer this. Is it taking away natural creativity, and are we all just becoming copycats of what we see?
I like how you worded that question, because it's a copycat somewhere in there. Like, kids can see stuff they never would have thought of before, but it's on TikTok. So like, whether it's a recipe, man, y'all see some crazy recipes on Facebook, don't y'all? And TikTok, crazy stuff. So with that being said, I know this man ain't put hot dogs in a rubber glove and put eggs in it and was like, yeah, I'm frying an egg, hot eggs. What? But that's some stupid stuff you're supposed to come up with when you like a little kid. But now you see, and you're like, I wonder if that's kind of good. So, yeah, I think our actual innate creativity, I think that it's getting a pass because somebody else came up with it first. So I think they're getting a lot of that slang. A lot of these kids, they just saying what they hear on TikTok. That's my thought on it.
Monte?
The original question you asked is our creativity, are we losing our creativity? I think that's the
like social
question.
media and stuff.
I say yes, because social media is a culture where you become a follower. Everything in social media is making a follower mentality. Follow me on TikTok. We even say, maybe we have to, but follow me on TikTok, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook.
Like and subscribe.
Follow me on all media and everything. It's creating a follower mentality in a lot of ways. And then when it comes to the other aspect that I do give it is that it gives you a platform to do stuff. Right? You will see a lot more people doing things. Now, the problem is what they're doing. A lot of people are just following trends, especially. Well, it's just really, especially like Twitter, everybody just retweeting and refollowing everything. TikTok is, catching trends and trying to, go viral on doing something, whether it be something original or something that's just trendy. Instagram ain't nothing but following, and a lot of people do the same things on Instagram, whether it be take the same kind of pictures, make the same kind of posts. Like, you'd be surprised how many people I've seen, and I tried my best not to do this, but I do understand why people just be like, they take a group of pictures and then they take a quote, whether it be from somebody else's page, some random quote everywhere, or some viral quote they seen, and they just put that quote under them. And but like a perfect example, it's not to us personally anybody, but example would be like, yeah, like they don't call me the diamond, but I be glistening everywhere. No, something like that. I've seen so many different versions of different things like that. And it's always on the bottom of their page, and then they just put a bunch of pictures with it and just post it. I'm like, I see everybody do that because in the mentality we have now, everybody, it's easier. That's what it is. It's easier to follow somebody and do what you know is popular rather than try to do something original. That's the issue that we have. So does it stifle creativity? Not necessarily, maybe for younger people, but for people who actually want to do something and try to have the courage to do it, it gives a better opportunity to do so. But as far as stifling it, it's made it so easy to just be a follower, to just do something that you know is popular, that you know everybody is doing, so that you don't have to, go out there and feel like you're by yourself doing something. Like, you just, okay, I can do this with no worries and no fears because I already know everybody's doing it, so I can just chalk it up to the trend rather than let me go try to do something unique for myself and put my actual foot out there. And so that's what it is. I think it just made it so easy to do things and follow other people that, just don't want to do creative things. That's all.
In the words of Michael Irvin, we losing recipes.
Like, I guess to use the recipe thing, it's just like, why would I, or like, use it. Like, if you go to a restaurant, a lot of times, if I see the main dish is something that everybody's eating, well, let me just try the soup rather than go and try a new dish that nobody's ever tried, because it's already something that I already know is good. So why would I take the chance of finding something either better or worse when I know it's something that's right there?
Yeah. Let's get my boy in here, Tori. Tori, is it the culture or the algorithm?
I think it's evolved into both, where the culture is the algorithm to a certain extent. Like, social media in and of itself, in the short time that it's been here, grand scheme of things, I mean, has created a culture the likes of which we've never seen. Think about even, and to hit on the creativity point, I mean, you can say it's stifling, but at this point in time, whenever in the history of the world has there been more creative outlets than there are right now?
Agreed.
Whenever have you had the variety that you do right now?
Mm-hmm.
And I can't, me personally, I might not be smart enough anyways, but I can't think of a time in history where you've had more opportunities, more freedom, more eyes, ears, everything to be more creative than right now. So I don't TikTok know about really stifling creativity.
Where where people like and I apologize for cutting you off, just making a quick point. Where people that don't normally, they get 11 and 12 likes. Now they're looking and seeing they have 1,200, 1,400, 3,000 views, 350,000 views. They're seeing stuff like this, and it could be inspiring them.
Just to do the same.
But this is my question to you, Joe. Me and Joe had this conversation the other day. Let's expose this a little bit. I told Joe I really don't want to talk about the same three people every time. I told Joe 2 years ago when I started, some of the first things I talked about was Joe Rogan, Kanye and Kim,
Kanye West,
and Tori and Meg.
Mm-hmm.
I said 3 years later, these are big subjects that we would talk about on Keep It 99 again. And I told Joe it bothers me because I know, and this is a country credit, I want to talk to y'all about this. The algorithm wants me to talk about it. So now I'm always fighting myself. Do I find other things to talk about? Or do I stick on this hot topic that I know gonna get views? Because again, we want to be successful at this. We want to make money off this. So now some of the dope things I want to try, I'm like, with it, I'm more hesitant. I'm gonna let Joe talk about this in Monte and Tor. I'm more hesitant because I'm like, will it get views? I don't want to put effort in something dope and 20 people watch it, but thousands of people watch me talk about DJ Academic again for the 12th time this month. You know what I mean? Joe, what are your thoughts on that and how that affect that? That goes into the culture too, how it lends everybody from the culture to try to, as Monte said, follow the trend that's popular right
now. When we watch, when I create Do You Hear Me with Uniqo Williams, it's about exactly what I want to talk about. But I do understand that in order for those to get views and stuff like that, and for people to actually, you know, pay attention, I got to get the following. So, you know, you got to sacrifice sometimes, but because, I mean, we wasn't the first ones to talk about, you know, some of this stuff, and they're just getting a different perspective as we are right now. So, and how we're viewing a lot of things that are going on. But it's like, yeah, man, I got something funny to say. Like, you hate academics. When I say hate, you don't hate him, but like, you know, he bothers you a bit. You know what I'm talking about?
Not really. I just don't like talking about him.
Whatever he does something, I don't even know how he made it to where he's at. But talking about people that already made it, like the thing is, sometimes we gotta touch on those subjects. So then people will be curious to see some stuff, because honestly, man, this dude Flight reacts. I say his name all the time. He just gets mad at losing in NBA 2K, and people just troll him all day long. And that interests me. And then sometimes he reacts to NBA games. And then I think it's funny that he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about.
Check out his music, people.
Also, boy. I became a music fan of his just from basically watching this thing that he did. And that's my mindset behind it, is because I watched him get cussed out by somebody from the South. He's like, I green out, bitch, I green out. And then he just started raging. He messed up his whole situation that he had going on. And then that took me down a rabbit hole. And like, I literally have some of his songs favorited on my Spotify, and I don't skip them. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, the joke point, you gotta kind of get in the algorithm and try to keep your creativity. My question about that is, because I don't, like, we ain't lost the coach yet, but the younger people than me, will they have that feeling that me and Joe said we had, right? Because we old enough to not remember the internet. Like the internet wasn't popping until what, 11, 12 for Joe? When MySpace come when we was about 11, 12?
About 11th grade when Facebook came out.
MySpace was a little before that, ninth grade for me and Monte. Joe, you're older than us, so.
Facebook popped
off. I was in middle school when MySpace came around.
You had to have the college ID. I was a freshman, so you had to have the college email. So that was 2007 when it started kind of being like, what is this thing that they got us putting our AOL disc in? And then by 2009, 2010, it was a thing.
It started coming out about 2009. And that's when it was the ultimate Wild West, because you just said stuff for a reaction. I promise you did. You were trying to say the craziest thing you could say, because you wanted everybody to retweet you. You wanted everybody to retweet it, so you just said wild things. So please don't go back into my 2009 Twitter. But
I'm ready to explain those L's. I'm ready to explain those L's, man.
But yeah, it was it is a way. Like, to Tori's point, there are so many ways to express yourself, but they're all based in the algorithm. And for us, it's probably less because we understand we have to use it. And to Joe's point, you can still do what your own thing. But at the same time, for younger kids who never experienced what Tori experienced or what somebody else experienced, especially during the COVID years of Monte talked about, they might just be like, hey, I'm just doing whatever the algorithm tell me, and you can completely lose the culture, creativity. You can lose the whole Fresh Prince, put the jacket backwards. Monte, your thoughts? Are we the algorithm, culture? How you think it affects the young kids, and do you think it's gonna be a positive for them, and negative, or do we all have to go with the algorithm to try to be successful? Because the number one thing kids want to do now is be a YouTuber.
And that's part of that follower mentality that I'm saying, because everybody wants to be a YouTuber by watching their favorite YouTuber, but not a lot of them have plans. And I say the same thing because a lot of people just want to be a social media influencer without really realizing, okay, you're going to be influencer of what? What are you going to specialize in? What's your plan? What's your channel? What you're going to be about? I've seen a lot of people.
Where are you exerting this influence?
A lot of people just go on there and they just do the same trendy videos. I've seen a bunch of people go on and do like, okay, I'm doing a YouTube video. Ask me questions. Who are you and why do I care? Like that's just a perfect example. Some of them will go on there, and I've seen a lot of people do prank videos, like a few years ago. Something like that. It's like, a lot of people do the same things, but they don't generally have a plan for their channel or for their idea or something like that. For me, you can follow the algorithm, but it generally depends on what you want to be famous for, which goes back to my original point. What do you want to be influenced of? What do you want to be famous for? Because there are ways that you can do things to your own uniqueness that don't necessarily have to follow the same pattern and formula that everybody else do. For example, if you want to do a podcast, I mean, that's something else that's super popular. Everybody and their mama wants to do a podcast right now. So it's extremely hard for podcasts to separate themselves without some other kind of avenue without being known for something, because everybody want to do a podcast. And when everybody does a podcast, everybody's going to talk about the same things, whatever popular in their specific media that they're on. So when it comes to that, you just have to separate yourself in some kind of way. Okay, what am I going to be a podcast on? Because everybody's just going to talk about the hottest things, but I could do a podcast about what I want to talk about. Like if I did a podcast specifically on gaming, specifically on video games, it would make me somewhat different than everybody else, because most people don't do podcasts on video games, for one. And then two, it just, you can make personas and things that make you different from everybody else. So you don't necessarily have to follow the algorithm if you don't want to. It just depends on what you want to do. Now, if you just want to go on there and just do something, you have no choice but to follow the algorithm, because otherwise you will never get seen or never get viewed. But if you make your own plan and do your own unique things, there's ways to keep it unique to yourself, even if you have to follow the algorithm. Heck, I'm on TikTok. I understand that TikTok is nothing but an algorithm and trying to keep up with trendy things. Do I always follow the trendy topics? Not really. Not necessarily. If I feel like talking about something, then I would. But more or less, TikTok can be known more for you and your persona. So if you make yourself different from everybody else, then you can set yourself apart. So and the thing that applies to that, it applies to YouTube, applies to everything. If you can figure out a way to set yourself apart while doing the thing that may be a part of the algorithm per se, then you'll be fine. Otherwise, you just become one of the crowd. And if you become one of the crowd, it's hard to get away from it.
Yeah, Tori, the youth and the algorithm.
I feel like to a certain extent, going forward, I mean, if these kids do want to be successful in a social media landscape, I mean, at some point, you have to acknowledge the algorithm in some way, shape, or form. Now, to what Monte was saying, the harder part is how do you follow the algorithm but still separate yourself from the masses, which is going to be a different answer from everybody. But I can see where it's damaging the youth going forward in real life social settings. I can also see where it's teaching some kids a little more about outspokenness to a certain extent. So it goes both ways. I think it's really all going to come down to how us as the generation before them sort of treat it going forward, because we all know how the generation before us has general disdain for us, if we're going to be honest. I mean, but I feel like it's gonna go either way. But hopefully it goes in more of a upward trend. But I mean, optimism is in short supply nowadays, so we're gonna hope for the best.
What if Putin or even Donald Trump, what if they started a podcast today?
Donald Trump would probably.
It'd be the most listened to podcast in the world. It'd be the most listened to podcast in the world.
100%.
I mean, Donald Trump's already started his own social media thing. He's past podcast. He's like doing my podcast.
Yeah, but it's gonna get shut down eventually. You're gonna escape the internet.
Which I'm surprised that anything Donald Trump has done has not popped. Like it should at least pop.
Yo,
like, he should have more than a million people download.
He doesn't have a tech savvy audience.
When Mark Zuckerberg says shut it down, it's shut down.
Oh God!
Yeah,
Mark Zuckerberg, like, I don't care what app.
When Zuck closed his shop,
and Apple said we ain't putting on Apple. You know how if you don't put it on.
Why has nothing happened to Mark Zuckerberg? He keeps going to court and nothing happens. Like I don't understand.
Money he make?
Because when you got power and money like that, things.
I was gonna say when you got.
Did you sell people's information? I don't know. Probably not. What? That's it. All right.
Yo, listen, Donald Trump, like, paid $580 in taxes, and then Jeff Bezos, like, I'm richer than you. I pay $100. That's how the word.
Like $100?
I don't know, something like that. He just claimed everything is off. But yeah, I think Tory has struggling a little bit with this and that. But yeah, I just want to talk about the culture, and we're about to get out of here. So everybody, links in the description. Monterey, what can they find you?
Y'all already know your boy Monterey Hudson is on pretty much all the social media platforms, except for a couple of them. Main ones, Facebook, Instagram, your boy on TikTok. Click on the link trees. You'll see all the podcasts that I'm a part of. Come holler at your boy. Buy the merch.
Do that.
Oh, T-Ron said forget everybody.
I think it's fun. Uniqo, what can they find you?
Hey man, I just want to represent for my boy T Ramsey, man, out of the 765. Y'all know what time it is. Go ahead, hop up there, look him up. It's the hold on, he got like a Luffy D scumbag now on Twitter? I don't know, but anyway, he out there, and you know the deal. UnicoWilliams.com. Holla at your boy. You can find me and the rest of these fools, man. We're gonna have a good time.
And in the description below, I know it's Friday. I know y'all had a good day. Hope y'all had an amazing weekend. I know y'all about to go out to the club or whatever and have a good time. But go follow Afro Comedy 765. You know what I mean?
Man, if y'all just getting in, it's Saturday morning and you just getting in. I'm glad you getting in safe.
Yo, you know how I know for a fact Monte don't read none of them long messages I read. He like, this Tuesday. I'm like, Monte, you know this come out Friday. I leave these long notes. I'll be like, hey, this what we talking about on the show today. Monte, like, what we talking about today?
The problem is when y'all go on them wrestling ranks for 6 days out of the week, I ignore it. So I have to. It's hard for me to find the ones where it's serious because 6 days out of the week y'all are ranting about wrestling that I don't care about.
Bro.
Speaking of which, let's kill this NFL real quick.
All right, we out. Peace. I love y'all. All my stuff in the description. See y'all next week.
You know it.
We out. Like and subscribe.
We're gonna do something for the Empire. I thought we was doing that random us talking stuff. My bad. At the